Hi guys, thanks for coming back onto my channel again. It's Frankie PC here, working on Windows 7 Home Edition PC operating system. Just a couple of people on my YouTube channel have just sort of asked if I can actually do a quick demo on how to create a manual system restore point. As we all know, or as most of you will probably know, when you do a Windows update at any particular time, or if you download a application, that application and Windows Update will generally do an automatic system restore point for you, so that at least if any of those programs get corrupted or the update fails, you can actually go back to you can actually take your computer back to the point prior to actually putting those updates on, or obviously download the application. So that's done automatically for you. But there are instances where you might want to actually download a program, and you're not quite sure whether or not this program is going to run successfully. And just to be on the safe card, it always pays just to quickly go in and do a quick system restore point. So at least you've got that backup to go back to, should it fail at all. Okay, so this is basically just how to actually do that manual restore point. Okay, so if we go down to Start icon, bottom left hand corner, and we need to go into Control Panel. So click on Control Panel, and we need to go into the top item there where it says System and Security. So click onto there. Alright, we're now looking for System. So if we look at the little computer monitor there, you'll see System there. Don't click on any of these underneath here. Just click straight into System, which is highlighted in green. Alright, so that means your basic information about your computer. So if you wanted to see your processor size there, look, and how much memory you've got installed, and also what operating system you've got. This is the screen you go to see that sort of information. Alright, so left hand side here, we need to go into System Protection, and it should bring a little window up here, which you can see. Alright, now I've only got one drive on this particular computer, and that's my local C drive. If you've got other drives on here, it would probably say System Protection either on or off. So you can obviously click which drive you want to do the system restore on. Obviously I've only got the one drive, so I'm just going to do it on this one, just to show you. Okay, so at the bottom here, then look, you've either got two options. You can either configure restore settings, manage disk space, or delete any restore points that you've already got. We'll just go into there just to show you what you'd see if you clicked on that. And there we are, look here. Okay, so what we're saying here, you've got disk space usage. Now this is worth increasing. You'll probably find when you come to look at your system that this little slider down here is way down here. It could be on 5%, it could be on 10%. Okay, so it's giving you the amount of memory that's allocated to do the system restore. So the more restore points you start to put on, the more memory you're going to have to allocate on your computer. It really pays to not have this too low, because the problem is if you have it too low, say around about 7% or 5%, what can happen is as you create more and more restore points, there'll be a point where it won't actually create any more restore points because you've used the memory up that's been allocated. And when you do then come to go back to do a restore, you won't actually have to go back. You'll have had no more new restore points created, even though Windows Update or your Windows programs, trying to create a restore point, it won't create them, and you'll only be able to go back to a very earlier one just prior to the memory running out. So I advise you guys to bring this up to around about 40%. Sorry, 30. Yeah, say 30%. So at least you've got about 16 gigabytes of memory allocated for your restore points, just to make sure that you're going to definitely get a restore point created. Okay, so what we can do now is go back. Just click apply, actually, guys, and then click apply if you do alter it, and then click OK. Alright, so what we're interested in today really is just actually showing you how to do a manual create restore point. So click on create. It'll ask you for a date in there. Okay, so let's just put today's date in. So if we put 12, do a forward slash and say 03 forward slash 2016. So 2016. Okay, so you can put a date in there. You can put a description if you want to. You don't have to put a date in. You can put a description of what you want to actually. Just so at least you can recognise what this restore point date is, or the so that when you come to go back to this restore point, you'll have an identifier. Okay, so if we click create now, it'll start doing the actual restore point. Time wise, it varies on this one. It depends how big your system, your hard drive is, and how many files that that it needs to create the restore point for. But it should take approximately about 2 to 3 minutes on a a 2 gig processor. We've had about sort of 2 gig in memory, with about 3 or 4 minutes at the most. Let's have a long one to do this, because it certainly won't take long. Just to point out, guys, as well, for those of you who aren't aware, but if you have to do a restore point, so you're going back to an earlier time when the computer was running properly and correctly, anything that you actually download, or any files, pictures, anything that you actually put onto a system after you've created a restore point, like for example me now, if I do anything else on this computer now from now on, if I was to restore back to the 13th of March, which is the date that I've just put on, you would lose all of those files, all of those pictures, all of those music downloads. Everything would be gone. Okay, so bear that in mind. It doesn't restore anything that's been put on after. You will lose everything right the way back to that date. Because what you're basically doing here, you're saying to this computer, take a snapshot of this computer as it is today, this second. So everything that's on this computer as it is now gets copied. Everything from now on from this date doesn't get copied if you restore back. Alright, a lot of people aren't aware of that. They still think that they can go into my documents or into my pictures and find that picture that was on there before in that you won't. You'll lose it. You'll only see the pictures that you put on, or the documents that you put on at this point you've done the restore. Alright, just a very important one there, guys. Okay, so we can close that off. You can see it's done it successfully, and there we are. Just to prove that that's done that, if you want to go and have a look and see what restore points you've created, if you go into system restore here, okay, so you can undo system change by reverting your computer to previous restore points. Click on system restore, click on next, and then here are all your restore points that are in your computer. Okay, so I've got 3. I've done a couple of test ones before today, but there's some restore points that I've put in. Okay. Now you might want to see more. If you don't actually delete any of your restore points, which I don't recommend that you leave too many on your system, to be perfectly honest, I would certainly delete a lot of them off, because it can actually slow your computer down by having too many stored, and it's using up valuable memory space that you want to use for your programs. If you want to see more restore points, if you click on this box here, it'll actually show you any more restore points you've created, and you can actually go back to any of those, restore back to any of those previous earlier dates for any particular reason. We can go right the way back. Okay, so yeah, so you'd see more. I've only got the 3 that's done here, and that's it. Okay, so that's basically how you do your restore point manually. Alright, so I hope that's helped you guys to keep your system protected, and at least you'll know how to get back to a clean system that's running prior to installing any apps. Alright guys, any more questions that you need me to ask, or if you want me to do any more little videos on system, Windows system, operating systems like this, then certainly leave a comment and thumbs up, guys, and see you again. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.